Back, y'all. We still here? We here? Yeah. All right, cool. Good. I mean, it's late. Y'all not, y'all tired? Okay. We got a couch. We got a couch. So, you know.
Currently occupied.
Right. I mean, I need 4 pillows. So, if y'all ain't got no, I need 4 pillows.
2 for the top.
I'm bougie. I need 4 pillows.
Bad and bougie.
Yeah, bad and bougie. Absolutely. Welcome back. So, I have my good friend here, Silent Celeb, my new friend, Silent Celeb. First time doing living room series. Just rocked the first set. How'd you guys like that first set?
Wonderful. Very nice.
Absolutely.
Looking forward to
I mean, I truly appreciated the I truly appreciated the Camp Low sample. You know, the DJ and me. I definitely like the sample.
Soultronic.
Absolutely. So I ain't gonna steal the mic too long, but I'm gonna ask you a couple questions, and you know, it's a little internet interview for the internet. Okay. I've been playing the internet, so that that works. Right. So tell us where you're from. That's the first question.
Well, I'm born and raised in the Bronx. I'm from New York, homegrown. I currently reside in Parkchester, which is another section of the Bronx. But it's embedded in me. I've lived in Queens. I've lived in Jamaica, Queens. I lived in Brooklyn. I've tried Elmont. I've done different areas, different neighborhoods, and it always brings me back to the Bronx. Always.
Definitely. So I'm from Jamaica, Queens. So now we best friends. Now we
Coliseum,
really, absolutely Coliseum, Jamaica Ave. What you know?
What you know about the patty shop?
What you know about margaritas though?
See?
See, they don't even know what we talking about. See, that's Queen stuff right there. That's South Jamaica. Y'all don't even know.
Gotta be eclectic when it comes to the food and stuff, man.
That's it. London Boulevard all day. Absolutely. So you spoke on it earlier about some of your. I'm just gonna turn the internet down a little bit though. You spoke about some of the influences on your music. Elaborate on that. I mean, who are your influences?
Well, currently, I'll go from new school back to the old school. Well, let me go the other way around. It just makes more sense. I grew up in an eclectic household. My mom's side of the family is Spanish, from Honduras, and my dad's side of the family is Bajan. So it was a group of different sounds. My grandmother was into Mahalia Jackson, Shirley Caesar, the whole church vibe. And then I had an uncle who was coming up at the time, so he did the LL Cool J, the Run DMC, the Colt Modi, the Kwame. That's to do with the polka dots, for those who don't know. Yeah. Then my mom, she was into the dancing and the house music, so she did the CNC Music Factory and the Crystal Waters, and then my other aunt was into like everything, so she did like the Nirvana so it was like it was a melting pot of music. The one thing I always noticed though, is that my family wasn't fighting when we were listening to music. And that was the thing that always made me say, hey, this sounds like I may be on to something now. And I went to school for music and just elevating every time to classical. When I got to high school, we went into Mozart and Beethoven, and I learned the Requiem, all the verses, and it was just like, this is amazing. And it was the fact that music was the one thing that no matter what language you spoke, everyone could relate. So it's been something I'm influenced by so many different genres and different people and different sounds. I'm really just influenced by the feeling of what the music projects.
Absolutely. That's great. That's definitely great. So if there's one artist right now that you think that you would like dream to work with, who would that be?
Oh man. There's a lot, and because of the fact that music is so, the times are changing so much. One artist that I feel is eclectic when it comes to the sounds. Everyone says Drake, that's so taboo. Oh man, I would have to probably say RL. Amazing producer, production-wise. For those who don't know, Butter Love. He was in a group Next. RL is amazing production-wise. That's what his real background is in producing. He did Rex and Effects music and a lot of the classics that we hear now that we're still listening to. But he would definitely be my first. Let's see what's up with that. Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis, production-wise. they're amazing. That sound is R&B doesn't have the hold on it used to have when I was growing up, and that's the one thing I can say. R&B was the one thing that made me fall in love with music. So it's like there aren't many producers that make that kind of music anymore. Now it's all about bumping and grinding and drinking and being high and under the influence. So it's not really fun as it used to be. But yeah, it'd definitely be the old school producers. If I had to go to the new school producers, I'm working with a couple of them now. But like Jimi Kendrix, he produced a lot for Ja Rule and Ashanti and Heavy D and those around that era. But yeah, the old school producers, I look to work with them to merge my new school sound with their old school sound and hopefully revamp what everyone's listening to now. I try to make music, as you guys hear, I don't curse my music. This is not a set that I specifically made for you guys. I don't curse my music. I have two little girls under me that I put an influence out for them. And it's imperative for me to know that I can make music that anyone can listen to in any car or in any situation. It can be played in any venue. Clubs is dope. It's really cool to be in the clubs and popping bottles and everything. But I look for music in venues like this where it's more of an intimate setting where you can actually listen to the music. So
that's definitely commendable, especially today. Like as you said, the mumble rap, the songs about drug use, hypersexuality. I mean, does that come to be a challenge sometimes in your endeavors, as far as like your shows, as far as like finding the right producer? Do you find that as an influence? Because I know that's been an issue with independent artists. With my demeanor and the way that my parents, should I say, and artists like Young and May, for those, I know you probably don't know who the hell that is, but for artists such as Young and May, it's kind of hard for me to come in front of certain crowds and be comfortable in my own skin or the way that I feel comfortable, simply because they're expecting me to rap because of my appearance. So that's one of the things that it's a play off my name, the Silent Celeb, simply because when I get up here, most people wouldn't assume that I'm going to sing. And when I do sing, they think that I'm going to whisper sing. And they're not expecting me to actually belt out the tunes that I want. I also write all my own music. I choose all my own beats, my own production. So I'm very hands-on as an artist. So it's hard for me to get in front of some crowds and to get on some airwaves, as far as like Hot 97 and the 105.1s and those stations, because I don't make booty shaking music. Excuse the firm, but that's the best way to say it. It's not that I can't make it, it's that I don't make it. And I feel as though at the end of the day, if I don't stay true to the sound that I have, it's going to make it so that I can fall for anything. One of the things a lot of artists do now is they sell their souls to get a deal. I don't look for that. That's not my goal. At the end of the day, my goal is if I can make someone say, hey, I changed my thought pattern, or I loved my wife better, or I made more of a commitment to my husband because of your music, or you got us through this project, or if a kid can tell me you stopped me from wanting to kill myself because of this song, like those are my goals. It's cool if I make it on a billboard, but at the end of the day, how many of those artists you can say are here now for the community that need help? So when it comes to my music, I try to make sure I make a set that's eclectic to the crowd, but I also make sure that I make music that can waver, whether it be in the clubs or whether it be on the radio or whether it be here in this kind of environment. But at the end, I make music that's true to myself. So if I'm not going to talk about smoking and drinking, and I'm going to talk about loving and two-stepping in the club, embrace it and know that not everybody else has to be high to enjoy the music. Absolutely. So even because of my demeanor, they expect me to make gangster music, and I'm just,
what I'm saying? I just want to spin a neo soul.
I was like,
I want to drink my chai tea and snap my fingers.
Right. Everybody's talking about, yo, where the gangbang music at? And I'm like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, it was crazy. So give it up for the Silent Celeb.
Thank you.
You go ahead and wrap that up.